I hate to tell you this, but we all suck at something. Now, before you get offended, just remember I didn't say that you suck at something. I said we all suck at something. I'm in the middle of a 30-part series talking about things that I have learned in photography over the last 10 years. And this one, we're talking about strengths, or the areas that we're good in, and the areas that we are not good in, with an emphasis on the areas that we are not good in. And you might be thinking, Melody, aren't you always positive and you're always telling us to be positive, and now you want us to focus on the negative? Yes, I want to focus on the things that you are not good at, because those are the areas where you have the most potential to grow, and healthy things grow. In fact, it is one of our, what's it called? Values. It is one of our values in Pretty Focused to never stop growing. So I've got some action items that I want you to do after you watch this video. And the first thing that you're going to do is grab your notebook, grab your pen, and you are going to write down the areas that you are good at. Your strengths are the areas that you're good at, the things that you excel at. And I want you to think of not just things in business, but think of things outside of business. Often those things that, we are good at in our personal life often translate and spill over into business as well. So think of all of the things, and think about recent projects that you've done. Think about the areas that just make your heart sing, or maybe you got some really great feedback from somebody on. Think about those things and write them all down. And then I want you to give yourself a pat on the back, because good job. We need to celebrate those things. We need to celebrate our accomplishments. We need to celebrate the things that we are good at. And a little side note about that, oftentimes we don't want to celebrate things because we feel like, there's still more work to do. There's still more improvement to be made, or I don't want to hurt other people's feelings by celebrating. Stop that. If you are concerned about any of those things and that is keeping you from celebrating, you need to stop. And I am preaching to myself here. All right. Celebrate those things. Pat yourself on the back. Do it right now. Do it. All right. Next is the hard part. And that is writing your areas that you struggle in. First of all, I just want to say that you cannot identify yourself by your struggles. In fact, I see a lot of people, myself included, comparing my areas of opportunity, my struggles, my weaknesses, dare I say, to somebody else's strengths. You cannot do that. That is not equal. You cannot do that. So please stop doing that. These areas of struggle, and the reason why we are writing them down is so we can identify them, address them, and grow from them. Because the areas of struggle, those are the areas of growth. Now, how do you go about addressing these areas that we struggle in? Well, everybody, first of all, is going to have a different list. All right. So I can't just go down the list and say, do this and do that, but I'm going to give you some general takeaways, and you'll be able to know, that's what I need to do to address that. That's what I need to do to address that. You're going to have some really good tools and takeaways so you know how to address your struggles specifically. And the first one is to invest in education. Learn. In the areas that you feel less confident, consider continuing your education. Pretty Focused has masterclasses on business, on food video, on styling, on artificial lighting. We have lots of continuing education classes because we feel like, again, people should never stop growing. So we want to provide those opportunities out there. But there are so many different ways and so many different things that you can learn from different people out there. So identify the areas that you're less confident in and invest in education. Next, collaborate with the people around you. That's why community is so darn important. Because for me, I will get stuck. I won't know how to solve a problem. It'll be an area of struggle for me, and I won't be able to know how to solve the problem. And talking it out with somebody and being able to vocalize it and bouncing ideas off of them, that actually helps me solve the problem, and I can check it off the list. So do not underestimate the power of collaborating with people around you. Next, delegate. Yes, hire other people to do the things that you hate. And this can be just as simple as like we do a lot of dishes. We do a lot of dishes. This can be something as simple as hiring your child or the high school student who lives a couple blocks away to come and do dishes for you in the afternoon. And sometimes help in that area, well, helps. So if you can delegate that out, that is huge. Now for me, it actually took me a while. I would have probably put that on my struggle list. Hiring other people. I always felt like that I needed to do everything and I needed to be the one to have all the answers, and I needed to be the one to do everything, because if I didn't, I was afraid that people would think that I was an imposter. Yeah, I know I'm getting really real right now, but I think we got to talk about it. But once I started delegating out and hiring people to do different things for me, like administrative tasks, I am really not good at it. I am really, really, really not good at it. I try, but I actually have an administrative assistant and project manager that comes in and helps. And it just so happens to be my sister, and she is incredible. And I love her so much. I think every creative needs an administrative assistant. It's true. We need somebody to help keep us on track. Anyway, moving on. So what happened as I was able to overcome that mindset of I don't have to do everything. It's actually okay for me to hire people out. That's just what you do. Leaders delegate. Okay. Leaders delegate. That's what leaders do. And so what happened then, listen, is I was able to move that from the struggle to the strength list. Okay. And you are going to be able to do that too. After you identify them, you can address them. And then you're actually going to be able to move them to the other list. And then your areas of strength grow. This is how you grow, moving it from one list to the other list. But you can't do that until you identify them first. So this is a really great practice for you to do over and over again, maybe quarterly, maybe annually, maybe once every 6 months or so, but continuously evaluate the areas that you're good at and your weaknesses, because then you're going to be able to see the growth that has started to take shape. And along this journey of growth and identifying struggles and addressing those, people are going to give you feedback, and that's great. That is good. Feedback is good. A lot of times we get offended by feedback, or we take it personally because it's an area that we struggle in, and we're like, oh, they gave me feedback, so it's just confirmed that I'm just going to struggle with this always. And that's not the case. Take the feedback and learn from it, and you will be able to move it from the struggles to the strengths. So I hope that you understand why it's so important to be in tune with the things that we're good at, our strengths, and the things that we struggle with. Because knowing this is how we grow. This is also how you strategically build a career that you love. As a business owner, you get to tailor your business to your strengths. And in doing so, it's going to lead to better client satisfaction and success for you. So don't forget, your action steps from this video is to write a list of your strengths and to write a list of your struggles. Make an action plan of what you need to do to improve in every area. I hope that you really found this helpful. I hope that you found it encouraging. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.